All right, that's a military glory and sacrifice of the past. But let's not forget the soldiers who are serving today or just recently retired. Joining me now is one of those men, a soldier who served Australia in Iraq, East Timor and Afghanistan, including time with the elite special forces, who now works as an ambassador for the RSL, retired Sergeant Pete Rudland. And I think we've got his son joining us, Talon, as well. Great to have you both on Anzac Day. Pete, as someone who has served himself, you've got family members who've also served. What does this day mean at a personal level for you and your family?
Well, firstly, g'day Pete. It's great to talk to you. The day has a huge importance to us as a family. You know, we reflect on the past and what makes Australians Australians. So we spend a lot of time in the family, understanding that and those sacrifices that have been given by Australians as a whole, but also our family, of what they gave up to improve how we are today.
You've been in a lot of deployments. I ran through that list there before. Over all that time and all those deployments in harm's way, what was it that made you say, look, this is a career for me and I've got to keep at it? Was there any moment that you thought, I've got to get out?
No, see, I was one of those guys. From the time I could talk, I knew I was going to be a soldier. It's what I wanted to do. It was always going to be me. There was plenty of times along the way that things didn't go my way. But I love soldiering. I love the people I met. It's a great job. You would go a long way to find a better job. You have a real feel of responsibility. You do get to visit some amazing places. You get to help people. It's really been a fantastic job, and I couldn't imagine life if I hadn't have been a soldier.
Some people might want to say that the RSL is an old man's club, but there's a very modern face of the RSL. You're one of its ambassadors. Help us understand how the RSL is still relevant to soldiers of today.
Well, one thing I will say is, I thought it was an old man's club. I had no reason or want to join the RSL. I was invited by a friend to go down to the RSL when I went back to Western Australia when I discharged from the Army, and I kept saying no, I don't want to go. I just didn't think it was a place for me. But eventually I gave in and I went. And when I got in there, I seen there was a lot of people who were just like me, younger than me, same age group, same sort of operational experience. So I went, back to a country town where I really thought I had nothing in common with anyone. But by going to the RSL, I realised that I did. There was plenty of people in my town who were feeling exactly like me. So the RSL provided a sort of a platform for us to get together and to talk. And just so we had friends with like-minded attitudes. Because most of us had joined the Army at an early age and left our friendship base behind. And all of a sudden, when we left the Army, 10, 20, 30 years later, we had nothing in common with anybody. So the RSL provided that platform for it. And from there, I suppose I seen a bit of a gap. I seen veterans, always talking to me about, how they were lost. So, it was from there I sort of encouraged people to come along and find a bit of a home and find like-minded people.
I hear you've been involved with the Invictus Games. Tell us a little bit about that. Love
the Invictus Games. It's a really good platform to get back into being physically healthy. When I was injured, I had, quite significant injuries, and I was really struggling with the person that I was at fear of becoming. Defence sort of set me up and said, do you want to have a crack at this? And I had a go, and I loved it. Again, I met like-minded people. Again, there were so many great people that it was really inspirational to be around, and to be able to hear them and tell you a little bit about their journey and how they were going made me feel a little bit better about mine. So it's a good program that Defence and RSL have supported in the past, and also Invictus Australia are supporting it now. But it is a great organisation, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it and to be able to continue to contribute to that and try to get more veterans into the space of that rehabilitation through sport.
Pete Rudland, retired sergeant, thank you very much. And I know your son there, Talon, didn't want to have any questions, but I must say he's a TV talent written all over him, standing there to attention, looking right down the barrel of the camera. Maybe next year we might get him on. Thanks for your time tonight.